नॉन लीनियर ऑप्टिक्स के बारे में पढ़ेंगे। नॉन लीनियर ऑप्टिकल फिनोमिना जो है वो जो ध्रुवण है, पोलराइजेबिलिटी है, जो कि एक इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फिनोमिना है, उसकी इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड पर डिपेंडेंस के कारण होती है। आप देख रहे हैं, इट इज अ वेक्टर एंड इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द इलेक्ट्रिकल ससेप्टिबिलिटी। We can expand, it is expanded in Taylor series form. Why? Because it consists of powers of E. As E increases, the effect goes on increasing. However, there is a tensor property. P is here the induced dipole moment per unit volume, that is known as the electrostatic polarizability, and E is the electric field amplitude. Here x1 is the first order effect of susceptibility, that is linear. X2 is the second order effect. There are few phenomena like second harmonic generation, in which a wave of frequency omega passes through a medium which has up to second order effect, and as output wave we obtain a wave of frequency 2 omega. Likewise, there is third harmonic generation, four-wave mixing, intensity dependent refractive index, which is also called the Kerr effect. Nonlinear index of refraction, which is one of the most profound phenomena related with this, is the Kerr effect. Here you see how the nonlinear polarization takes place. Kerr effect can be defined as the interaction of light with a nonlinear optical medium. It depends on the nonlinear polarization. X3 is the cubic susceptibility, which is actually a tensor. See here. Epsilon naught, it is the absolute permittivity, that is the permittivity of the vacuum. E is the amplitude of electric field intensity in the medium. P and L is the nonlinear polarization. We have the equation, when we substitute E in the equation for P and separate out the nonlinear term, we obtain, that means we separate out the linear term, and up to that order, third order, the polarization, the nonlinear polarization is extracted term, we obtain 3 epsilon naught chi 3 is the intensity and is the amplitude. Here we consider that the light is linearly polarized. So the total polarization consists of linear as well as non-linear parts. You see here epsilon naught chi 1 E naught, it is the linear term, we know from our earlier knowledge, and it is the non-linear term. And when I factorize it, you see epsilon naught and E naught, these are common factors, and what remains is chi 1 plus 3 chi 3 and intensity of the wave. So it is to be underlined that the electrostatic susceptibility here, you see, it depends on the intensity of the light. In short, I can write it epsilon naught x effective into E naught, which is, that depends on the frequency omega of the wave. Since chi is equals to chi, of course it is a Greek letter, and this is also Greek letter, epsilon r minus 1, and we know that the relation between the index of refraction and permittivity is epsilon r is equals to n square. When I substitute it here, I get n square is equals to 1 plus chi. Now, from the Kerr effect equation, we can write, after substituting it here, n square 1 plus chi, when I substitute here, for this term, I obtain n is equals to n naught plus 2n2 I. Actually, E naught square is I, intensity of the light. On substituting both these equation 5 and this equation 3, we obtain, after simplification, you see, this is the linear term, this is the linear term, and we neglect here n2 square term because n2 is very small, of course. So this term remains, 1 plus chi 1 term is here, and this nonlinear term, which is responsible for the Kerr effect, is here. Now linear terms, they just cancel out. You know why? From the above equation number 4, you see here, and what remains is the nonlinear term, from which we find the Kerr constant. It is 3 chi 3 by 4 n0. Self-focusing or the lens effect is a very important effect which came into our knowledge only after the discovery of the laser, because laser accounts for many interesting effects due to its high intensity and many such properties, of course. As we have seen, the Kerr effect is something like this. The refractive index depends on, there is a linear part, then there is a non-linear part, intensity dependent. So one can of course write it like this: half n naught E0 square. E0 is the amplitude of the electromagnetic field. Now this n dash may be due to mostly 3 reasons: Kerr effect, electrostatic restriction, and thermal effect. All these effects, they cause a gradient of the refractive index along the medium, along the direction of propagation, rather transfers to the direction of propagation. You see, there it is the z-axis, which is the direction of propagation, and it is the transverse direction. Intensity profile is built up along the transverse direction, that is the Gaussian, which can be represented here. See, here it is the amplitude of the electric field. It is of the profile minus r square by a square. When n dash is positive, the refractive index decreases as we move away outwards from the axis. When n dash is negative, it increases towards the axis. As you recall, in mirage effect during summers. When I substitute this equation in equation first, here we obtain n is equals to n naught plus half n dash, and the intensity profile for rays which are very near to the axis. You can approximate the exponential term, and we extract the linear term here. It gives a parabolic dependence of the rays of the index of refraction on r, which is the intensity radius along transverse direction. I am forwarding this to your WhatsApp for further reference. You may ask any query by writing me. I will try to clear your doubts. Thanking you all for watching. Thank you very much.